Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for Spoken and Heard open mic here at Kick Butt Coffee in Austin, Texas? I'm Ernie B, and here's your host, Lost in Thought, and the lovely Hot Tamale.
What can I say? I am not an auctioneer. Wow, I actually got the lovely Hot Tamale instead of you. Because you are the lovely Hot Tamale.
I am?
Yes, you are. You're a gorgeous bitch. Look at that guy. Look at that. Look, he was shaved clean last weekend. And look.
He's got some stubble going on already?
Yeah.
Dude, oh my God. I said he is swimming down the testosterone river. Look at that shit.
Going through puberty does stuff to you, doesn't it?
It really does. Oh my God. What's happening, Kick Butt? You're about to witness the baddest open mic in the ATX. Spoken and Heard live every Sunday night at Kick Butt Coffee, Music, and Booze. That's right. This is not your average ordinary coffee shop. We do have a full bar. And behind the bar tonight, we have the goddess Alyssa, who will keep you fed, caffeinated, and
Buzz.
There, I got a close up of his stubble. Look that way. No, don't look at the floor. Just look normal there.
Oh, now I thought you said you already recorded it.
No, look straight ahead.
You
There.
look straight ahead.
I have a close up of you there, so people can see your stubble.
Wow, I'm impressed.
It feels like a much more like stubbly beginning to Rocky Horror Picture Show when they see that pair of lips singing.
Okay. Alrighty. So I totally lost my mojo. And okay, fed, caffeinated, and buzzed as long as you fill her tip jar with plenty of dead presidents. Because nothing says, I love you and appreciate you to your bartender like a lot of tips.
Yes.
Right, Ernie? Just the tip?
I'm not saying anything.
Wouldn't it be just the tips?
It's a
Technically,
joke.
I know,
Oh, my
but
God.
if you want to be really technical about it, it would be just
Okay, so if you want to sing your song, dance your dance, strut your stuff, and...
Just saying, it would be just the tips that were
Come
technical.
on. Boots and pants and boots and pants and boots and pants. And hopefully dance better than that. Go over to Lost in Thought, me, Hot Tamale, or Ernie B behind the soundboard. Go over to Ernie B just so he can say...
I need to add somebody else to the call, the person that was calling while I was setting up.
Oh, shoot.
So I'm going to call them back right now.
Is it going to cut off the show?
Well, I'd like to do that before we get involved with someone, you know.
But am I going to have to start over?
No. I can just add them to the call here.
Okay, good, because I'm going to start to go down a shame spiral if I have to do this again.
No.
Okay, good, because I don't know what I'm okay. Yes, Tom is here doing his impression of a road sign. Mm-hmm. Honestly, the man could stand next to a sidewalk going like that, and people go, oh, shit, detour. That's Tom right there. So, are we waiting for you, Ernie B?
Yeah, kind of. Clint, the poet. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can find him here quick.
Okay, good deal.
We're sorry, Ernie B is not available right now. Please leave a message after the beep.
Beep.
There he is. Okay, let me add him to the call. See if he picks up here. Hold on.
I've actually started to do impressions of the auto voices at work. Also, customer needs service in photo. And my coworkers would be like, cut it out!
There is...
I can do a killer impression of the self-checkout lady.
Clint, are you...
over at Walmart.
I think we connected to Clint. Clint, are you there?
I am here.
There he is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we just started... There you are. We just started the show.
And you didn't have to cut it off?
No. See, if
that's why
if I call someone, I can add them to the call. But sometimes when they call, they come in on a different line, and I can't add them to the call. It's complicated.
Okay. So, Lost in Thought, what was the drink specials from last week?
I think mixed well drinks.
Yeah, mixed well drinks, $5.25. Anything you can think of. Honestly, I've got like a little drink index on my phone that I need to go down. But honestly, I think I'm just going to have an Ernie B tonight. What do you think, Ernie B?
Ooh.
I don't care.
An Ernie B is 2 shots of whiskey and 2 Bud Light, so he doesn't have to get up every so often. And Lost in Thought, what is your favorite thing to get here at Kick Butt?
Well, I actually really do like the smoothies a lot and the fraps.
And doesn't Alyssa always give you a nice
Yes,
surprise?
she does.
You just go, you know what I like. And
I also love the cookies.
boom.
I also love those big round cookies.
Oh, those cookies are awesome. You could literally make 2 meals out of them. Just get some moo juice to go with it. All right, so should we start the show?
You know, when you were talking about the
no.
the message, it made me think of like I'm not sure if you remember. I'm not sure if anyone remembers the rejection hotline. It was like a while back. Was this joke hotline, and like there was one for like a psychiatric ward, and part of the message was if you suffer from delusional if you suffer from delusional paranoia, there is no need to do anything. Please stay in the line so we can trace the call.
Oh, God. I'm sorry. As soon as you said the message, I immediately thought of Grandmaster Flash. Come on, nobody else?
Back here.
Yes, okay. Don't push me, 'cause I'm close to the edge.
Okay, see, now we're going to get hit with copyright.
Thanks a lot,
5
sis.
seconds? Oh, whatever. Okay,
Oh, by the way, before we continue, if
Oh,
this,
yes.
for all the,
yeah.
some of you might know already, but the musicians that are here, if you go up to perform and if you're doing a cover song, let us know that you're going to do a cover song because I have to mute that for the live stream. Otherwise, they pull the whole episode down for copyright stuff. You can still play it here. I'll just mute it for that section. If it's original music, you don't have to worry about it. But Facebook is real
but
real
they're gonna
picky about that.
but if
YouTube's a
you're
little
doing
more
a cover
lax.
song, they're going to see you in Ireland going like this. Which,
I
which
do
is
put a
really
little
good for performance art.
I
but-
put a little disclaimer down there. It says this portion of
Yeah.
the show will be muted for copyright reasons, but will return shortly. But
All
so,
right,
there's
lost of
that.
thought. Are we ready to start the
We
show?
are, yes.
So who is first?
Well, we are going to start with a yellow exclamation point himself. Let's start with Mr. Tom Moon.
Woo!
If you've ever been here before, you know that you are sitting in the wrong place. Up here on stage is where you're supposed to be. If you've never been here before, then come on up. That's the way. Come on up, bring your guitars, bring whatever you've got. The strict rule is you can do whatever you like. You also get your set later on, but come on, don't just sit down. We're not a television set. We're actual human living beings, and it's really good. Come on, Mr. Guitar. Start strumming this thing. There are 2 mics here, and one voice is monotonous. But I do want to let you know there are 2 new open mics starting this week. Wednesday, of course, at Quacks on Menchak. There is, from 1 to 3, there's a thing called Corroboree. And on Wednesday night at Kenny Durham's backyard on East 11th, from 8 to 10, there is Word Jazz. And then on Thursday, next to Quacks, there's this new place. There's something to do with marijuana. And that from 1 to 3, I will not mention anything, but he'll play and we'll make it up. So what happens is, you're in a place where we don't know what's going to happen next. This is why we like this place. If this was predictable, you'd be a karaoke set, and we could stare at you all night. But that's not what we do. You see, the gentle part is, we take a microphone and turn it into magic. Just pull it down towards you, and you'll find that your voice is amplified amazingly. Make it up. We always do. Yeah. Here's JoJo.
In the year that I was ill and took a place beside the sea, I found the Salton wind and spray merciful and kind to me, and I began to write as I had before Kate died. Now memories of her can come without the pain inside.
Whoa, beautiful. Now, thing is, we want to outnumber the balloons and bubbles, so we need human beings. Come on up. You got a voice, you got a mic, you got time, you got tonight. Come on, grab it now.
Well, he passed out these great little books of poetry, and I found one that really fits where we're at right now. And I'll recite it as well as I can. Refuse, obstruct, oppose, contradict, and suppress these violently anti-democratic, dangerous racists while there is still time. And that was written by Didier Brun.
I'm back again. It's my second time. Okay, so I'm excited.
What's up, bitches? Anarchy. Thank you.
I have no idea what to say, so I'm going to beatbox.
I would like to do the shortest poem I've ever written. It goes like this. Inhumanity is the enemy.
Happy to be here. You know, it's a year and a half of a pandemic, and it feels damn good to be on stage. I don't know if anybody else feels that way, but I feel like I was born to be here, so that's what I got.
Does anybody have any keto-friendly poetry in the house?
Keto is a four-letter word. Like book is a four-letter word. Like work is a four-letter word. Like bard is a four-letter word. There's nothing wrong with four-letter words, but you must have a higher extended vocabulary to actually be here tonight because your emotions are stretched as far as you can see. This is not anything to be stared at. It's participatory democracy. Freedom of speech and assembly is a threat in the species. And if you keep silent too long, people interpret your silence as a lack of a song. They'll say he had nothing to say. When the fascists come and take your voice away, you say, but you were kicked butt that Sunday night. And you sat there in your seat and you let the bubbles flow by and the balloons too. And you did nothing but stare at us like I stare at you.
I've got a word I'd like to say, and it's a four-letter word, and we all need to use it. Word.
Hey, I don't have a poem at all.
We all like to believe that there's someone else going to come down and save us, like Superman, Superwoman, or Superperson, LBGTQ, A, B, C, D, F, G, Q. But it's not like that, is it? It's really up to each of you. And if you do, you have an opportunity tonight to actually say what you feel and like. But if you do not, you also have demurred from the possibility of participation. And we have here balloons and bubbles and hats and other manifestations of joy and color and life, which are, of course, up against the ennui and the cynical censorship of our times. You are the proof of life that lives in this town, Marianne, and it's wonderful that you're here again. Come, anyone else want to say something? Well, the mics are open now. And they were so quiet. Come, be not afraid. Yeah. This is just the beginning. You are the buffet. You have had the first course. May the appetizers be sweet for the consumption of this evening. Welcome to Spoken and Heard here at the fabulous Sanctuary of the Word, Kick Butt Coffee Shop, which is more than a coffee shop. It's a place where people blow bubbles, and bubbles don't mind. Welcome again.
Watch your step there. There's wires down there too.
Wow, JoJo, you did that pretty good on the way down. Awesome, JoJo. All right, give it up for Tom Moonbird and the Airport Boulevard Experience. The band is back together. The only hard part is getting rehearsals together. God, that's terrible. Everybody has different schedules. You gonna say something?
All these
Or are you
balloons
just
are
a decoration.
All these balloons are making me think of this episode of the IT Crowd.
What?
There was an episode when they wanted to do like this Man of the Month calendar, but with like the smart guys, and it was funny. I hate to say it, but the horny side of me did see a very rather cute shirtless dude with like glasses.
I'm sorry. As soon as you said IT, I thought of that scene in Charlie's Angels
You know what scene I
with
loved?
Alex Mundy in the leather.
You know what scene I love from the IT girl when he threw something at Moss? It was like, why are you giving me the universal sign to shut up?
I'm always giving you the universal sign to shut up.
Moving on.
All right, who's coming up next?
Actually, we're going to Virtual Land.
Uh-oh. Doot, doot, doot.
Yes, and he's flying in. And making a landing. Let's hear it for Birdman 313.
Please direct your attention to the monitor on the screen on the stage.
How everybody doing? Good night. Good evening. Good evening. I'm gonna give a little advertisement out since I see a lot of people there, and maybe y'all are interested. But you can go to Amazon.com, pull up Birdman 313, and you'll find 5 of my poetry books there. You can also go to YouTube.com/author poet Birdman 31355. And you can see my many videos, including Tom World Poet, and including one of the virtual readers, Ben Franklin. And also one of the hosts, Lost in Thought. Yeah, I have some videos of him. And his first poem is titled, I'm gonna read 2 short poems. The first one is titled Clouds. Sitting on the patio on a mild November day, listening as the sky begins to get noisy again, as trails of smoke from a jet airplane follows. The banana tree leaves blow in the breeze. Blue skies are back again. The sun shines brightly. The clouds look like breaking ocean waves rolling across the sky. The sky's beauty is like a dream you can never really touch. In my imagination, I wish I could join the clouds for a relaxing ride across the universe and heaven. Sometimes while flying in an airplane, I peek out the window and think about jumping. It would be a soft. Then I realized I couldn't stop from falling all the way back to earth without a thud. And my second one is titled Darkness in the Mind. I have been watching and waiting, but I am no puppeteer. I can't make it happen. I need to stop deluding myself. I have been called so many names: son, brother, uncle, father, husband, friend, and then there are the ones that I won't repeat. Vanity is my favorite sin. I have so many disappointments. Now I see I was too much involved with someone else, myself. Guilt can hit you like a bag of bricks. After mistake after mistake. Now it's time to set the rules. My whole world seems black. So now I turn my head until my world is back. Thank you.
All right, give it up for Birdman 313. And don't forget about the drink specials, all mixed wells, $5.25. Shoot, I forgot to get my drink. Hold on.
I know I don't have anything either.
Oh shoot. Could you go like this?
Yeah,
Or this?
like that. I just haven't gone over there.
Okay.
I've been busy.
But see, for you and me, would it be 4 fingers?
No.
Okay. Whatever.
I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole.
Oh God. Yeah, and see, and Birdman took it all the way to hell and back. Thanks, Birdman.
I was just trying to figure.
See?
I was just trying to figure out at first. I was like, oh, 2 + 2.
Yeah.
Thank you, that's all I meant. Ordinarily, I've got a really dirty mind, but I didn't go there today. Thank you, Birdman. You did it for me. All right, lost in thought.
Did we lose David Lester Young?
Uh-oh.
Yes.
No.
Did he sign off, or is it just?
Oh no,
No,
well,
it's
no,
Cameron's up.
he's up
Cameron's
there.
up.
He's up there.
So he'll be back. Okay.
Yeah.
Lost
Cameras
thought.
is off.
Who is coming up next? We have a full list tonight, folks. Seriously.
A new voice.
Up, Ernie. New voice. Thank you.
That was it. That was the whole act.
I know. Good night.
Wow. So, introducing for the first time here on this stage, we have David.
How's it going, everybody? You guys doing good? This is a very supportive mic. I'm gonna try doing some jokes for you guys, if that's okay. There you go. Are you sure? You haven't heard my jokes yet. You don't know. I could be extremely racist. You guys have no idea, and you've clapped for you. I don't. Hey, I'm not saying I could be. I'm not sure. The camera's on a lag, so I see my body language like 5 seconds after. Oh, geez, this is great. Comedians usually ruin vibes like this. It's like kumbaya, and I come in. It's like everyone hates my penis, man. This is gross. Gosh, I wish I could be like positive, like a musician. I would love to be a musician. I can't. I suck at music. Mainly, I want to be a musician because I could wear a scarf on stage. You know, because if I'm up here strumming guitar, wearing a scarf, you guys are like, ooh, he's cold. You know? But if I come up doing stand-up with a scarf, you guys are just, you better have good jokes about that scarf. Yeah, all right, stop it. See, that's the kumbaya energy that doesn't work with comedy. Comedians are like mushrooms. You need some dank, moist, just gross energy to grow, and then you're just moving the brushes, the sun coming down, and then the mold doesn't grow, man. Come on now. Okay. And then when you're an open mic musician, you're still a musician. If you're an open mic comedian, you're just not funny. I'm jealous of all of you. And then covers. Our DJ mentioned covers earlier. Listen, if you're going to go up here, play a cover, that's great. No judgment, man. But I just want you to know, whenever I hear somebody play a cover, what I do is I take out my headphones and I listen to the original song. That's what I do. No judgment. Okay. Yeah, I would have listened to the original Star Spangled Banner while he was just destroying his guitar. It's like, this is not the original, man, okay? Go back to Harlem. Get out of here. People say I have pretty eyes. My secret, ugly, everything else. You know, being fat and bald really makes your eyes pop. You know? I love to eat. That's my problem. That's my vice. I love eating. Last night I was eating ice cream out of the carton. Yeah, there we go. And then the neck of the spoon bent. And I was like, I am so strong. But am I using it for good? I don't know. Ice cream is good. But you know what's better? World peace. And I'm not... With my super strength, I should be solving wars or something. But I'm just eating cookies and cream, you know? It's the problem, buddy. I love sushi. That's my favorite food, but it's expensive. I love sushi, but it's expensive, so I pregame. Before I go out, down some fish sticks. Then I'm ready to rock and roll hand roll on soy. There we go. If we're talking music, I love pop punk. I love pop punk. And no, I don't even hate my mom. I just love it. That's the problem. And I feel why do I love pop punk so much? Because they just all they do is just list like first world problems. Yeah, I hate the grass in the suburbs. I'm allergic. Yeah. I'm just like rocking out. Another you know Shania Twain, my girl. Yeah, I love that. I love the girl power anthems. Whenever my mom and dad would argue as a kid, my mom would just blast Shania Twain. She just needed some comfort, you know. You do it again, I'm taking the kids. Oh. And she's just rocking out, you know. Let's go, David. Get your things. We're out of here. You're an artsy crowd. You guys know who Banksy is, right? Yeah. You guys ever wonder what happens when Banksy messes up a painting? Yeah. The more you know, buddy. All right. Yeah. I think he just if he ever messes up a painting, I think he just blames the local gangs. So he's painting something, then he messes up and goes, MS-13. And then the cops the next morning go, oh my God, MS-13 has a hit out on consumerism. It's tragic. All right, thank you very much, everybody. I appreciate the time. Let's go! Woo!
Let's hear it for David.
Woo! All right, David. And he is totally by the book too, because just when I was going, oh shoot, that was 5 minutes, he was like, thank you. I was like, wow, that was really good.
He said so many things I agreed with.
I think a lot of comedians kind of have that self-timer because a lot of the comedy open mics are very strict about their times. Yeah. So they have like a self-implanted time meter in their brain. It's been about 5 minutes. Okay, I'll see you later. You know.
All right, lost of thought. Who is coming up next?
We are taking another trip to Virtual Land.
Virtual Land. Oh my God. Is it the hashtag that we know and love?
You know it.
Go ahead.
He's a powerful, convincing voice. All of his poetry just makes you feel like you want to take a stand for something. Let's hear it for Reggie Goodwin.
Woo!
Please direct your attention to the monitor on the stage.
I read this piece 1 year ago today. This is a tribute. We lost John Lewis today. Before him, Corey, Tyndall, C.T. Vivian, both rightful recipients of the Presidential Medal of Freedom, both civil rights movement icons. John Lewis endured police batons on a bridge in Selma, Alabama, named for Klansman Edmund Pettus, marching then for the Voting Rights Act with a caveat of needing renewal on a tightrope by fiat that could be eliminated in the House of Representatives. Now pre-clearance gutted 5-4 by the Supremacy Court, making my home state's Republican representatives laser focus on withholding the franchise from people of color. Do what the Constitution says you are, I hear John Lewis thunder now from afar, who began with his thesis preaching in chicken coops, unarmed, peaceful protesters marching, his beating by Bull Connor's Klansmen troops, juxtaposed with camouflage stormtroopers in unmarked vans in 2020, 100 years from the rise of the modern Klan in 1920. From then to this, still not designated domestic terrorists, USSS using flash bombs, pepper spray, and rubber bullets pummeling internal organs on peaceful George Floyd protesters in Portland, Oregon, a young man hit in the face by non-lethal weaponry, waded through hours of reconstructive surgery, supplied with a catheter to drain the remaining blood that would pool in his brain. This is fascism. Make America Great Again is a retrograde vision, before brute force forcing us back, before black rights, before women's rights, before LGBTQ rights, before poetry, before art, before science, before philosophy, before protest during global pandemics, to a caste system hierarchy with the 1% at its apex, knees on the necks of BIPOC and the poor in Appalachia. These sociopaths are not your friends or anything you should admire or aspire to. There is no distinction in their minds of needed pariahs, all bones crushed equally into the calcium foundation of this tragicomic fantasy of American democracy. Do what the Constitution says you are. Hear John Lewis thunder now from afar. We are on the precipice of a fascist dictatorship that would dwarf Margaret Atwood's The Handmaid's Tale. Our elder brother states, rattlesnakes don't commit suicide and baseball teams don't strike themselves out. Nothing less than an electoral rout would get us out of this mess. Democracy as a ship of state was obviously held together by spit, Elmer's glue, and duct tape, along with reforming the police state and tearing down monuments to Confederate traitors. We need a reformation in this nation, as our elder brother preaches to us now from afar. Do what the Constitution says you are. Get in good trouble, necessary trouble. Vote.
All right, give it up for Reggie Goodwin.
Such an impactful voice.
Okay, you got to do the hashtag.
Well, like Reggie Goodwin 2024?
Goodwin 2024.
Goodwin 2024. Good win.
I actually typed that in Google and it's trending.
Is it really?
Yeah. And
Yeah,
it
that's the
says it
scary
has
part.
more than 10 tags or something. I was like,
Hold on. Let's see.
Yeah, check it out. Check it out.
I'm looking it up right now. Good.
Do you know how to spell it? Ooh. Let me see.
No. Don't
Last
see.
time I typed it in, it actually gave me a number.
But wait, that's one. I put it in Bing instead of Google, though.
There's your first mistake. Who the hell is Bing?
Bing.
There you go. Another 4-letter word.
Don't you?
All right, well, you got to look it up. I actually did
Bing?
look at it. It said it had more than 10 tags. So
Who uses Bing?
I use Bing.
What's wrong with you, man?
All right. Oh, there's David Lester Young. Hey, man.
Yay.
Good to see you, man. Is he frozen?
No, he's there.
Okay, there he is. Okay. It registered. Woo! Hey, dude. All right. So who is coming up next? Lost in Thought.
I might have inadvertently muted that channel. Hold on. Let me. I'll get it. There's a lot of things for me to do back here.
All righty, and don't forget about the drink specials. Mixed Well, $5.25.
There he is. We can say something, David.
Ben Doppelganger, say something, man. We see you in your magnificent hat.
Okay, I was muted. Okay, I was muted because I didn't want to.
Okay, yeah, no, I had you muted over here by accident as well. So, but we got you.
I was gonna say, did you just finish dinner? You didn't want to. Oh, excuse me. What's next?
I've done that.
Lost in Thought. Go for it.
Coming up next, we have Miss JoJo.
JoJo.
That's me on the trombone. Okay, no, it's not.
This one. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. I'm glad to be back here among you guys. Thank you. Never can find what to, a lot of times I've forgotten everything and just brought nothing. But thank you for listening to me. A key to the San Francisco Hotel It's on the way to Louisiana. You go through Orange, Texas, and it's got quite out on. There's 2 or 3 Christmas lights hanging, all the time. And so I just kind of checked into it one night, in my brain. Key to the St. Francis Hotel. She didn't make a prettiness aboard that stool, short legs dangling into pigeon toes, tapping to a Cajun monotone of love in the bayou. Scant dimensions of her nest invited her thighs to mushroom copiously. She had a Bloody Mary by the throat, and I had a fistful of dollars. It was a cold night. Because you were there. I wanted to call you Jimmy, however someone else says that. So I'll call you names according to my moods. Because you were there, because you were not there. Jest, foolishness, separation, and then loss. I hold your face in my hands, even now in my darkness. I search for you in the bayou. I can't see you in the Bebo, nor the swamps of my memory, but I can feel you. Let me take a breath. I can feel you. Okay. Is it 2? Okay.
That's me on the trombone. Okay, no, it's not. Uh-oh.
Let's hear it for JoJo.
All right, give it up for JoJo. All righty, so what, Hot Tamale?
Yeah,
what do I do next?
I just got a request to play a song as someone came up, which we used to do, like different poets would have different theme songs that I would play when they'd walk up on stage. But again, because of the copyright stuff, we can't do that anymore, or otherwise they pull down the whole show. YouTube, not so bad. YouTube will just ask you to acknowledge the copyright, and they'll put the copyright there. But Facebook is the one that's really, I mean, we had a 3-hour show pulled down for 53 seconds of copyright music, so that was a bit frustrating.
Every single
And that was a good night too, man.
So we're going to take a trip back to virtual land for our next voice.
So who is it?
So
Hot Tamale, who's coming up next? Hot Tamale, who's that guy in the black shirt? Hot Tamale, what's his name? Hot Tamale. That's what I get all the time. It's like a soundtrack. I'm like, okay, continue.
And he whispers very loudly in your ear, and your ear gets all wet. You know, like
it's like a steamed dumpling. It's really gross.
Well, Hot Tamale. So coming up next, we haven't heard this voice in a while, and his inspiration can be found, I think, on Money. But let's hear it for David Lester Young.
Woo!
Gotta make sense in life.
Why write poetry today?
Because the sun must fragrance, warning dew, must sparkle leaves bright, breezes must be serenade, bound, write poetry today, because waterfalls must create rainbows, baptismal. Okay, I just lost. Time christening must be rhyme inspired, living live, lucid line, vertical seed words must sprout forth poetry verses. Why write poetry today? Because the lark must sing a loud bellwether sailing poet. Because the bark must ring astro encrusted word poet. To be must be honey, nectar nurtured on rye stanzas. Because the hummingbird must flutter to be astounded poetry. Why write poetry today? Does not your heartbeat pulsate? Must not lungs breathe in life? Inhale thy soul's core disciple principle, where must world we be multiple purpose, where taste, touch, smell, sight, and ear must sense earth's elements. Why write poetry? Yester, tomorrow, and presence, past, present, future tenses. Must wrote poetry become dead pyre poets? Pray tell, troubadour, do we not today poetry enumerate, proud, enunciated elocution pride? Thank you.
Ben Franklin.
Give it up for David Lester Young. And if he bears a strong resemblance to the guy on your $100 bill, yes, he does that on purpose. Ben Doppelganger himself. So you could go, oh, cool, and give it to the bartender. All right, so Lost in Thought. Who is coming up next?
Coming up next, we have a recent voice.
A recent voice. Oh, then I can't do my bit.
He's been here for a few weeks now.
Okay.
He's making his impression. Let's hear it for Eric G.
That sounds like Action News, sports music or something.
What is up, Austin? Shouts out to Kickbutt Coffee. How's everybody doing tonight? Come on, turn up. Y'all gonna have to give me a second now. Y'all supposed to be turning up right now.
Oh.
Yeah, I was asking Ernie B if he could take control of the mosh pit here. It's getting a little out of control. And get hydrated before you get into the pit. Thank you.
I'd also like to remind everyone, as you're walking up and down the stage, there are a bunch of wires down here. Eventually, we're going to have this stuff installed permanently, so just watch your step when you come up and down there. I don't want anybody to trip.
Okay, my name is Eric G. I have this Mexican pop group called Los Kid Brothers. I'm not going to play that, but if y'all like some Spanish Mexican pop, check it out on Spotify, Kid Brothers, Los Kid Brothers. Just plug in, you know what it is. If you guys, yeah, Eric G, yeah. Like a dog, I get lost without you. When I'm found, I'll stay closer now. When I want, we don't need to sleep yet. Like a dog, I get lost, I need this. Now remember, in fact, rolled up on my lap. We stayed under blankets, it kept us warm. danced in the night, it kept us warm.
La 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 la.
Shit. Let's get it. Like a little dog, I get very lost without you. Hope you're never gone, 'cause when I'm alone, I doubt who I ever was. But you know, I can't help that you know. If you go, then I'll go, then I'll go. I know I can't help that I know what I know. But if you go, then I'll go, then I'll go. I don't wanna go, I don't wanna go. Thank you, guys. This is my last song, second song. It's called Late Night. It's not quite late night, but let's just pretend it is, okay? Late night. It seems that another day's passed us all away. Late night. Yeah, I'm open to what you would want to say at this hour. Late night. You leave that for tomorrow, you. There are things we could never do. Late night. Yeah, I'll find me a better you. Better yet, find me. Late nights, alone all up in my room, wondering of what you do. Late. Thank you, guys. If you guys, Los Kid Brothers, check it out. Plugging that shit. Y'all, I'm also on Instagram, Eric G. Way. I got a bunch of pieces of art on there, too, if you all want to check it out. Thank you all again. Tip your bartender, extra. Thanks for setting up this event, guys.
All right, mighty fine, mighty fine. Pretty, that one was a pretty song right there. Yeah. All right.
You passed it. You could move it.
Sorry, I was trying to get on. I just wanted to say, everyone give a hand for Eric G. That second song just transported me to like a late night smoke-filled jazz club. And I was also thinking of, like, you made me think of, like, that crescent moon-faced mascot from McDonald's, the one that would play on the piano. If anyone can remember that far back. Do you? Yeah. Thank you. Someone remembers.
I do, but I don't want to bring it up.
Well, I am, and I just did.
Okay, well, you always do. You have no filter. I did want to give a little PSA. You don't want to fall under the category of heckle. So when artists are up here, please respect the artist, whether they're a comedian or a singer or a poet. You know, just be considerate, because it's basically coming out here, ripping your guts out and going, hey, check me out. Hell, like that. Thank you.
Yeah, the lighting program is giving me some hell right now.
Okay.
And I'll add that everyone has made the mistake. Even I have made the mistake sometimes, but you can always see who the real jerk is when you've told them once and they still persist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And let's just say this: I don't really get a chance to bounce customers at Walgreens. So I'm dying to try. Okay. So,
It's frowned on.
I'd be like, I mean, that's what I honestly do. After the stores close, I'm sitting at the door like this. Are you open? No. That's so much fun. And honestly, my manager is always like, close the fence so he'll know. Leave it open so I can go. I love that. I love that. You're so evil. I know.
Give them
Thanks.
face.
The best compliment I ever got from a customer was, "You're cool. You're kind of scary, though." Thanks. I appreciate it. That's going to be on my tombstone.
I
Next.
will add one more thing. When the late Dixie Carter is Julia Sugarbaker on Designing Women. When
No,
someone,
really?
Yes. When someone said, I can smoke her. There's no smoking sign. And she was like, well, just look at my face. Yeah. Coming up next.
Slightly less obscure than my story, but go ahead.
Did Lane actually say something funny?
I know. Right? I think he's supposed to have said something funny.
Oh, okay.
Some people got it.
Okay, wait. Okay, next.
Coming up next. So.
So, how's about?
Yes. We have another new voice.
Uh-oh, Ernie, new voice. New voice. Ow! And I gotta say, his look is.
Yeah, I was about to say, looking cool as the man in black.
Hey, it doesn't matter if you win or lose. It's how good you
It's
looked.
how good you look.
Yes.
Continue.
But let's hear it for Luke.
Is that on? This is way too low for me. That's true. At least for adjusting it. Yeah. But apparently it ends there.
That's your guitar.
Is that my guitar?
That was coming from your guitar. That was weird.
Does anyone have a different guitar that I could?
You know what? Is the battery easy to change in that?
Yeah. It's a
Okay, I got
9
one.
volt. Sorry about that.
Ernie B doing what Ernie B does. That's nice. And make sure to buy something to eat or drink. Thank you.
Yeah, that was weird. I never heard. I mean, usually when the batteries go dead on the acoustic guitars, it just dies or the signal gets real weak and brittle. I've never heard it do that before.
Yeah, the devil came out of me and went into my guitar.
Uh huh.
He does that sometimes.
Okay.
All right. So my name's Luke Soul. You can find me on Instagram, Muse of Luke. The battery's easy to put back on, but not the strap, apparently. Is it 2 songs?
Yes.
I was going to do a cover song, but it seems kind of more like a original song kind of crowd, so I wrote this for my girlfriend.
You got to plug it in. There you go.
All right.
There we go.
There we go. So I wrote this for my girlfriend when she was trying to leave me. Yeah, this one. I asked her to marry me this week, and she said yes. So think we're finally past this. So this song is called "I'd Rather Love Nobody."
Said a lot of things that I really didn't mean. I made a mistake. No, I can make it right by writing you a song. But baby, please don't go. Please just wait. This love is worth its weight in gold. So let's do the work. It's not too late to undo the hurt. 'Cause I promise you a love like this won't come again. Lightning don't strike twice, so don't tell me it's the end. 'Cause I can't lose my best friend. See, I can meet a million girls, but it doesn't matter who. 'Cause I'd rather love nobody if that's somebody you. With these cold sheets next to me, I can't sleep. To think I'll never see you again, it makes me weak. Try to do without you, but you're too hard to miss. Sitting here by myself, lonely and alone. Wish you called to say that you're coming home. 'Cause I promise you a love like this won't come again. Lightning don't strike twice, so don't tell me it's the end. 'Cause I can't lose my best friend. See, I can meet a million girls, but it doesn't matter who. 'Cause I'd rather love nobody if there's somebody. Thank you. All right, this is my next song. I wrote this song with one of my best friends growing up, and I hadn't seen him for 20 years, and he came back to visit me recently, and we were raised Jehovah's Witness, and it was like walking back into the past. We were exactly the same, talking to each other, so we wrote this song together in one night, and I finished it up, and this is it, so. I remember when we used to be friends. We said we'd be brothers until the end. All we had was each other to save us from our mothers, who said that we were lost in sin. They said the end would come, but they didn't say when. We were unforgiven sons for the things we've done. We were living against our Creator, living against our Creator. Why can't you see the light? 'Cause you know I'm right. So what's on the other side when we die? No one could answer when we asked why. What price do we pay to save our soul? You can't say, 'cause you don't know. So we'll sit here and wait until Judgment Day. And if I knew then what I know now, I'd change some things around somehow. Is it too late to mend these broken bones? We were torn apart by blood of our own. We were living against our Creator. It's too late to go home. So what's on the other side when we die? No one could answer when we ask why. What price do we pay to save our soul? You can't say, 'cause you don't know. So we'll sit here and wait until Judgment Day. Thank you very much.
Let's hear it for Luke.
All right, give it up for Luke. Woo! Oh, hey, I still got. Oh, dang.
I turned it off.
He always takes
ninja,
that go off.
ninja, he
Ninja!
ninja'd out.
He always ninjas out. Sometimes we'll be doing a show, and then we'll just go.
Hey, where'd Tom Moon go?
Where's Tom?
And it almost seems like impossible to miss him leaving as bright as he is.
How do you miss fluorescent yellow flying out the door? But he does it.
He did that the other day. Where did Tom Moon go?
Yeah.
He ninja'd. He ninja'd on us.
Oh, just. Just wanted to let you know, if you're a musician, poet, or anything else, and you want a background of bubbles, I will be willing to stand in the background and provide you with an atmosphere of bubbles, only for the price of a shot.
Ooh, sounds bubbly.
Yep, that is cheap. That really is.
Sounds bubbly.
Sounds bubbly.
I was gonna say, especially Luke, your second song. So I've been watching a lot of YouTube channels with like a lot of former Jehovah's Witnesses, and I also watch like this one liberal Christian channel, and then another like that teaches like the Bible from a strictly scholastic standpoint. And it's fascinating to hear that history and how they came around to where they are now. Yeah. But
Joseph Smith and a couple gold coins, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But yes, let's hear it for Luke. Luke was great.
Yes,
that was
Luke
Luke's
was
first time.
badass. Woo! Okay, lost in thought. Who is coming up next?
Coming up next.
Oh, God. Continue, please.
I think he debuted last week.
Debuted.
Exactly.
No.
Tomato.
No. Okay, welcome to Earth. Talk like us. Go ahead.
Tomato, transcendentalism, So, coming up next.
Yeah, this is the same guy who grabbed my bubbles earlier and started.
Well, because you compared it to a dildo.
We're gonna get banned again.
What did you expect me to do?
Now he has to go on after all that. Like,
Hurry
come
up.
on, people.
Hurry up.
I'm sure you'd love it. But, so, coming up for the second time, for a second, well, you know what I mean.
Just announce him
But
already.
Let's hear it for Joe D.
That was painful. Where's the chord? It's there somewhere.
All right. I'm Joel, new to town. I've been writing songs, these are originals. Never played them before. They're in a weird tuning. So.
The real fountain of youth take glue, the real fountain of youth. Do you ever wondered why? No matter how hard we try, the mirror doesn't lie. The mirror doesn't lie. Laugh out, laugh out, laugh out loud. Laugh out, laugh out, laugh out. This is tuned for you musicians out there, and the rest of you have to take my word for it. This is tuned down to C, which is really effing low for the copyright potential issues. I don't know if cursing gets muted out, but
Oh, it is a cover song?
no, this is not a cover.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but yeah, the tuning is a cover. This
okay, yeah.
happens at every show where there's not a roadie, and the musicians say something like, "We tune because we care."
Yeah.
And so that's probably been copyrighted by somebody at some point over the years. So I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do because I can't afford a roadie.
So now they're going to pull the episode.
Yeah, right. There we go. All right. Well, here's my second tune. Thank you all. Headaches, noisy calling crow, door creaks, shifts the boards beneath my bones. Dark is the night, sucked of all remaining light before the day breaks. Green trees, dark edge of the horizon, bring peace as the room slowly brightens. Dark is the night, sucked of all remaining light before the day breaks. Feathers broken around the room. Lizard can't escape too soon. Shadow catches corner of an eye. Body covered with years of dust and flies. Old woman laughing in a corner. Should anybody try to warn her? Dark is the night, soft of all, remaining light before the day breaks. Thank you all.
Boom, boom, boom. Oh, that scared me.
That scared you. My foot went under the stair. All right, give it up for Joe D.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was going to say, his voice is very grand. It kind of makes me think of like this long stretch of highway, and like he's singing like this classic like rocker whose voice echoes for miles.
Very Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not really inclined to agree with Lost in Thought because it's just what I do. But yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. You actually worded that very well, Lost in Thought. Thank you.
Yeah, one of our online, I don't know who said it, somebody on the Skype call said, very Bob Dylan sounding.
I like that. I like that. And don't forget about the drink specials. There's going to be a quiz later.
You know, sometimes I don't like to say that, like comparisons, because then the person might be, I hate Bob Dylan.
I would say.
No. Oh, go ahead.
Oh,
okay,
$4.25.
my bad. Thank you. Okay, you're saving $1 right there. Get over there. Get buzzed.
I would say a much cool, like different from Bob Dylan though, but a very cool like legendary voice. But
I had a singer in my band. They go, man, you sound just like Ozzy Osbourne. He hated Ozzy Osbourne. He couldn't stand the way Ozzy sang. And people tell him all the time, you sound just like Ozzy. He was like, ah.
All right, Lost in Thought. Who do you got coming up next? Quit looking at Facebook. I see that.
Oh, do you have? Oh, but before we go on, do you have a? Where do you go? Do you have a SoundCloud or anything with your music?
Oh yeah, pimp your stuff, man. When you get up here, pimp your stuff. That's awesome.
Oh, okay.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
They
No,
must
oh,
be.
okay.
They must be rocking out to you, man. They must be rocking out to you.
For those of you online, you couldn't hear him. He was off mic, but he says he doesn't have anything on SoundCloud, but he usually performs for children. He makes children's songs and stuff.
Okay, see, I just got a weird picture of him playing Helter Skelter and a bunch of 3-year-olds headbanging.
All right, kids, we're gonna rock out tonight. You ready? I said, are you ready?
That's just me, though. Okay.
Children start crying.
But coming up next,
Go ahead.
this voice premiered last week, and she made quite the impression. But coming up next, we have Jenna Madden.
Watch your step.
How are you doing? Okay, 1 second. Let me get this done. Everybody who has performed here has been absolutely phenomenal. Shoutouts to every single one of them. Anyways, this might be a little bit long. I apologize in advance, but hopefully it's good enough and you're all entertained. Wendy lies down on the concrete and takes a drag of the mist. She just had sex and the hair has something sticky in it that isn't cum. She wishes it was warmer in here and she has an ache at the top of her spine. As gnats buzz in an unseen corner in the dark, As gnats buzz in an unseen corner in the dark, a drop of water on the ceiling decides that it's finally had enough, so it splays its arms out and feels the rushing of the air. A man in the city follows suit, and as he falls, he remembers he forgot to feed the cat. Phil finally gets his 15 minutes of fame. In the case of both, there is a splash, but where Phil gets the fanfare he'd secretly desired, for the water, there is nothing. Phil was 25. Wendy closes her eyes. Her legs cross gently, and you can see her as though lying on the ground, an artist's perspective starting with her toes just out of frame. Her legs are almost ethereal in the starlight, and her arms are slightly numb. Her elbows scarred from the time she fell down running away from a dog that didn't bite her, and her fingernails are rough but not jagged. She bites them when she's turned on. She's beautiful. Her breasts are exposed. The left one is bigger than the right, and her hair is brown and messy, and it's so fucking long. Its color is reminiscent of cardboard, but not in a bad way. Perhaps coffee is a better word? She got highlights in it a few years ago and something in her sparkles. One of her nipples is slightly discolored. Her body smells like tea. She's so fucking beautiful, and her eyes are so green. The call comes in. It was 40 minutes late. the sewers in the city can think. Then, in all caps, significantly larger than any other word on the page, black and bold, fuck. Neon brains on the wall, broken bits of skull. Zoom in on dust exploding backwards as buckshot hits the concrete, every particle visible in ultra slow motion glory before the camera swivels to give us point blank vision of glittering lead burying itself in the filthy alley's walls. Cut to a side angle as the casing leaves the shotgun, then 4 ultra HD snapshots of invincible brass from different angles at the apex of its flight. The roaring pulse of synthwave, blood and fucking gore. Pounding techno music echoes through busted craniums and broken city walls. As bones and brains and shit hits the fan, the adrenaline is better than cocaine. The tops of their eyeballs are visible as his body slumps to the ground, and the ricochet hits your ear. Inside now, shrapnel shoots past you in IMAX 3 fucking D. Fragments of office ripping through your side. The worst noise you've ever heard comes out of an acquaintance who just yesterday became your friend before a second shotgun makes you go permanently deaf. Electric pain. Acid in your blood. Oh God! Oh God. Oh. I'm going to die. Switch perspectives now to the man wearing a mask that's stapled to his face and experience the action through 3 eyes. Now you can hear the thunder through the page. Take control of fate at a whim and jump between the timelines to choose the one which suits you best, but be warned, in the end, the outcome is the same. See what it's like to be one of only 9 people in the world to have free will. Feel the bloodstained metal on your skin, but in real fucking life. Recoil, blood, recoil. You kill him and you blink and there's mist. There's so much fucking mist. As Redacted vomits into the toilet, the techno turns to bells. Why is my puke that fucking color? Oh God, it's coming again. She doesn't notice it, but the music in the background is perfectly in sync with her heartbeat. Oh God, oh fuck the moon. My electric hands, I take my hands off the toilet and I turn them around in the pulsing music in 60 frames per second. Look at it, see it in first person, it's nauseous, oh fuck. I blink and it's rainbow mist everywhere. There's angels and shit, oh God, their fucking eyes. The rotation blink. This music is so fucking awesome. The bass drops and she vomits again. Mist on the floors, the piss is a mirror portal, and I stick my hand in the puddle on the floor, blank. My hands, holy shit, neon fucking worms. You blink again and you read all the footnotes and you enter the portal and the sewers in the city can think. First person still, she takes her hands off the toilet in 60 FPS. You hear the pulsing techno as if it's coming from inside your brain, a multicolored iris forming portals with the chords as neurons go electric and your cortex begins to glow. Synapses firing, the universal expands in a haze of photon emission techno bliss. It's a new genre that samples entire songs and turns them into beats. Never been done before, requires a quantum computer to run. Song name is Ectoplasm, emphasis on ECT. Music so good it produces light. The perfect moment to grasp divinity presents itself, but she squanders it by not putting the hairpins in her eyes. Had she done so, she would have changed the world, but she never even noticed that the chance was there. Another blink, and it's back to the lightning. Broken windows in the bottom halves of heads. A 4K close-up of the trigger of a shotgun, made slick and dirty from a bloody finger's sweat. In a slow-mo side angle reminiscent of Tarantino and Wes Anderson, the exertion of 2 fingers causes a trigger to be pulled, and in quality so mind-boggling that every fingerprint on the weapon can be seen, the kickback feels like a sledge. There's a new body, shot in the chest. Heart was eviscerated by the buckshot, and the ribs were turned to dust. Broken glass behind him, the wall was adjacent to another room. Wedding ring on the right hand, blood diamond. That shit took 5 months' salary to afford, goddammit. Should've got sapphire, way cheaper and prettier too. Neck is open from the back, there's a piece of wood in one of the shoulders piercing through the wall. Force of hitting against said wall caused a gash in the back of the head, bleeding way more than you'd expect. Before the metal hit the skin, he remembered it's his anniversary. That ring was $20,000, god damn it. Shrapnel fucking sucks. Right arm has a rash on it, gut slightly visible, discolored liver. Kidneys fine, lungs ripped to shred, yellow fat. One hole through the stomach, acid dissolving other organs. Polyps hidden inside. Inside of the body looks like shredded beef. Yum.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say let's hear it for Jenna, but I have to.
Okay.
Jenna Madden. Let's give it for
Give it
Jenna
up for
Madden.
Jenna Madden.
That was definitely one cool 360 laptop, though.
And I feel like that work could have used some of my bubbles. Just saying. Alrighty, lost in thought. Who's coming up next?
Coming up next, we have Mr. Mark Snell.
Or should I say the musical stylings of Mark Snell?
Good evening. I can't plug you in, but that's all right. Well, after that, I'm just gonna have to lighten the mood a little bit. So I'm gonna play two songs. They were both written about the same person. Yeah, and you'll get the gist of the relationship as the songs evolve into the other one. I mean, from one to the other. Can you hear that? Blue-eyed maiden of the lake, she waits upon the shore, waits for the lover to knock upon her door. And those who come to call try and win her heart. Blue-eyed maiden of the lake, she only breaks their heart. And he came across the mountains, came across the sea. Said, "O kind maiden, will you come with me?" But she did not recognize him. She turned him from her door. The lover left the maiden waiting by the shore, and so he sent her silver arrows to try and win her heart. She only sent a message that pierced and broke his heart. She said, "Waiting for another, and you he cannot be. Waiting for another, and he will capture me." And he said, "Don't you know I'm the one for whom you waited? I saw your beacon on the shore. Blue-eyed maiden with flaxen hair, she once again turned him from her door. And now they spend their days in longing shore. He's in the mountains, and he will come nevermore. Sometimes in a dream she sees him, silver arrows down by the shore. When she wakes in darkness, there is no knock, no knock upon her door. Thanks. I've never played this one in public before, so it's pretty special for you guys. Just remember, this is written about the same person. This is written on New Year's Day in a bar drinking wild turkey. And the bartender says to me when I ordered the wild turkey, he says, must have been about a woman, huh? Smitten I fall, foolish I rise again. To the new year like a dead man rising again. I will not pursue your elusive love, and I will not pursue your elusive love. Bird without a wing, stream without a bed, nowhere to go and no course to take to the end. I will not pursue your elusive love, and I will not pursue your elusive love. Pardon? Candle has a wick, waiting again for the flame. Who will light it and burn away all the flame? I will not pursue your elusive love, and I will not pursue your elusive love. Water makes its mark, water wears away everything. Bird without a wing still knows how to sing, and I will not pursue your elusive love, and I will not pursue your elusive love. Fire pure purifies fire hard, thins the potter's clay. From the flame of the oven into the light of the day, I will not pursue your elusive love, and I will not pursue your elusive love. Thanks a lot.
Hold on.
Let's hear it for the very peaceful and serene Mark Snell.
I gotta say, folks, I've lived in North Texas, South Texas, and East Texas. I love Austin. I love the fact that I can host all this amazing music every weekend, all this amazing talent. Thank you, guys. And I'm trying to fix this microphone.
And the next voice coming up was actually supposed to come up earlier. So it's kind of a bad host moment, but it's also kind of a bad app moment because I kept writing it, kept doubling everything I was writing. I was like, fuck.
Did you just say the F word?
Forever? No.
No, well, see, and that also answers another question. You know, like when people come up
I
with
mean,
like,
didn't someone swear beforehand, and wasn't that already answered?
swear. It's called vocabulary seasoning. Swear, please. So when somebody says, "Yeah, I've got a poem. It gets a little risque. Can I cuss?" Fuck yeah, yeah. This is the stage to do it. Open mind, open mic. The only time that we really kind of raise our eyebrows at you is if you get racist.
Or
Really?
yeah, that,
No,
that,
really.
That, and also don't insult people. You know, we don't want to.
Yeah.
I mean, don't do that. No, and no washing dishes on stage.
Okay, they don't know your euphemisms, dude, and let's please leave it that way. Gross.
Moving on.
You'll figure it out.
Please.
If you think, you'll figure it out if you think about it.
La. Move on.
Okay, Nicole
Next
Sullivan
performer.
from
La,
like
la,
Mad
la,
TV.
la. Come on.
But I don't want to put this performer off any longer because he was supposed to be on earlier. But let's hear it for Jared.
Yeah, I had a little jingle coming up. That was awesome. So I'm Jared. I do comedy. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. There's a lot of poetry, a lot of musicians. Great. I like it. I support the arts. It's phenomenal. So for starters, I'm a non-threatening black guy. I've been told that. I recognize that, actually. Like, when old white ladies see me coming down the street, they don't know if they should hide their purse or pinch my cheeks. It's a conflicting experience. I understand. Also, Jared, not a black name, I'm aware. It is not a black name at all. It's such a white name, it's in the Book of Mormon, all right? And they don't even let black people in, I'm sure. Like that and Utah. It's just, you show me a black Mormon, I will show you a white dude in blackface. That's what. I love, who's here a transplant? Who's a transplant? There we go. Nice. I like it. People hate on transplants. You know, it's weird. It adds a little bit of like cultural diversity to Austin. It's great. Like the other day I was in East Austin. I saw this black kid wearing Vans. I thought that was cool. It's cool how like cultures have flipped, you know? It's like black kids have taken over skateboarding and white kids have taken over gun violence. No one could have predicted that. Who do you run from now? I don't know. Who's faster? Black guy in baggy jeans, white dude in boat shoes. That's what I want to see in the Olympics. These are only jokes, folks. These are only jokes. I'm trying to lose weight, man. I need to lose weight. People insult me and it hurt my feelings, man. They said I look like Bill Cosby if he just ate all of his victims. It's like, damn. Shit. Losing weight's easy, man. It's all about burning calories. I mean, I burned 600 calories today, actually. Tossed my phone. It was easy. I bought a large pizza, put it in the oven, and didn't set the timer. That's how you gotta do it. Anyone single here? Where's the single people at? Yeah. Most of you are musicians, so that's like, yeah, all of you. Y'all doing the online dating thing? Online dating stuff? Yeah, cool. It's also, online dating's a humbling experience because you can just swipe for days and no matches. Like, have you ever gotten to the end of Tinder? It's just like no one in a 50-mile radius wants to fuck you, so you just gotta accept you're ugly. I guess that's how people get into swinging. Yeah, maybe you don't. I went home with a swinger couple once. It was cool. We didn't even have sex. They just like heated up some lasagna and we talked. I mean, the husband still jerked off, but it was his house, you know. Different strokes for different folks. That's something on my phone. Yeah, man. Dating's hard. Everyone's got their type. I like thick women. I like them curvy. I love it. My dream girl is a size 16 with scoliosis. Just all the curves in all the right places, a couple of the wrong ones, but I don't discriminate. I'm equal opportunity, all right? Like, because every guy does this thing where we lie to women. We lie to women when we meet them. We always tell them this thing when we're about to sleep with them, like, girl, I'm about to blow your back out. You got one with a messed up spine? That's a legit possibility. Damn, girl, what's that, 30-degree curve? I bet I can get it to 90. Wham! Hope you got health insurance. Nah, everybody's got their type, man. People discriminate based on other people's types, man. I don't judge, you know? You might like tall, dark, and handsome. I like thick and kind of sweaty, you know? Like I'm sweaty behind the knees. That's my type, all right? If I see you walk past me, I give you a little of this. I'm not looking at your ass. I'm just trying to see if those knee backs are moist. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure black dudes started the body positivity movement. We always got crap for it. Be like, black dudes always sleep with all these fat white chicks. Be like, yeah. And now we're getting the come up from it, you know? We were like the original trailblazers, like Lewis and Clark, but we were just like sniff them out, like just powdered sugar, 300 feet that way. So I got in a relationship during the pandemic. It was really cool because I always said, like, if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna take someone down with me, you know? And she was cool with it, you know? Dating during the pandemic is what I imagine what like dating in your 70s is like. It's just like, no real expectations. I just don't want to die alone. Sorry if that hit too close to home for a couple people. It's cool. I like older women too. That's the thing. Older women can offer you things that younger women can't. You know, like younger women, great sex. Older women, great casserole. All right? Like, hey, you know, if the sex is bad, you know the casserole won't be. You know what I mean? I do like older women because older women have real furniture. I swear to God, if I fuck on another rickety IKEA bed, like IKEA beds give you too much confidence, fellas. That's what they do. Just like, damn, this is me. And be like, oh, it's a piece of shit. She's just looking up. She's like, no, this isn't you. This isn't you. I did not read the instructions when I put this together. There are more than a couple screws missing. Cool. I'm dating an Asian woman. It's cool. Interracial relationships are really cool, especially if it's another minority. That's how you got to do it, because you can be racist and no one gets offended. It's perfect. She's Korean, so I'll play around and call her Chinese. And I'm black, so she just calls the cops. It works out. It works out. We can relate to a lot of things. Like, we relate to a lot of stuff on war and history, you know? She lost that war in Korea. We lost the war on drugs. We got a lot in common. I'm open to dating anyone, any race, ethnicity, I'm cool with it. It's fine, you know? There's a lot of similarities we have. And that one similarity is that regardless of what race, ethnicity, religion you are, it's not just white fathers disappointed when I show up. I met her parents, man. I met this old Korean dude. He was just lecturing me immediately. He was just like, why don't black men take responsibility? Why don't black men go to work? I was just like, dude, like, your guess is as good as mine. I don't know. So before I get out of here, I just want to say thank you all so much for being a supportive crowd. This has been the best show I've been to in a very long time. Thank you all so much.
All right, give it up for Jared. And I seriously almost dodged a concussion here because I asked Lawson Thought to hand me the spray, and he threw it at my head.
I know. I saw that. It almost hit you in the face.
I know, but miraculously through the bourbon buzz, I caught it. So congratulations to me. Yeah. All right, so wait. Yo, Majestically Awkward, are you next?
Don't stand that close behind me. It makes me
Yeah,
uncomfortable.
don't do that. Don't do that. Oh, well, wait, just a minute. Just a little PSA. If you want to have a conversation, do not have it behind the sound engineer.
Yeah,
That
really
is a
aggravates
major
me.
faux pas. Because he'll put up with it for about a minute, and then he'll turn around. Guys! Okay.
Because I'm trying to listen to the
He's
show.
trying to
I
listen
have
to
to
up
listen
here.
to the show, you know? And then behind me, go away. All this room to sit and talk, and you guys have to plant yourselves right behind me.
Yeah, that's what I was telling Lassa. That he was, hey, not behind Ernie, all right? Damn. All right, so don't forget about the drink specials. Mixed Wells, $4.25. My mistake, not $5.25.
This is the stock market. It's driving
I know,
prices up and down.
Tomorrow it's gonna be $7.25.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah,
Hey.
we won't be here, so.
Get your booze while it's cheap. That's all I can say. So coming up next to the Spoken and Heard live stage, he'll talk your ear off, but look on the bright side, it'll be like a dumpling. Give it up for Lost in Thought. Da 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 da.
New shit.
New shit.
There are so many mysterious things hidden away in our brains that we have yet to explore. Connections and pathways that have seemed to travel underneath the radar and trapping into electric waves that elevate themselves in this hushed whisper camouflaged in plain sight. And to me, there is no such an elusive creature that many appear to apply with such ease. But for me, it often shades itself in the corners of back alleys where urban legends are born. And that is Gaydar. When was I supposed to have this ability? Seriously, I want to know, when is this supposed to kick in? I've been out for now 20 years. And still, the only way I can tell if someone is batting for my team is they either have to outright tell me or I end up having sex with them. I mean, I feel like it was supposed to have been some kind of dial that was to be implanted maybe on the very day I came out, and there's probably some poor straight guy out there with this thing stuck in their head. I often wonder if I'm the only gay person that's like this, that's devoid of this ability I'm supposed to have where I just look in someone's direction and this sense just tingles in the back of my neck. I see gay people. Thank you. Not sure that was meant for me, but that was perfectly timed. I remember I was here at this open mic, and I got into a conversation with this very attractive guy who was into theater and loved Broadway. And I know that sounds bad because it rests on the supposition that simply because someone finds home on lights of the stage must be gay. When that is exactly what homophobic or far-right Christian nuts do to us, simply putting together a broad measurement of stereotypes to build this predetermined picture they force upon us. Anyway, when we were out at that parking lot, I was asking if he wanted to hang out, but I knew he could tell from the way I was asking there was a hint of something more. Maybe it was because he was seeing something in my face, or in his face, or maybe it was just because I was acting like someone who was strapped to a lie detector with words tangling out of my mouth as if I was just learning how to speak, and my face was redder than the entire Attack of the Killer Tomatoes poster. Let's just say it wasn't that difficult for him to put the pieces together. And he said, "Are you trying to ask me out on a date?" I admitted yes. And that's when he said he was straight, but it was fine, as that happened to him often. I apologized profusely, and he said it was okay, and we left the conversation on the possibility of him coming back. He never did. And a small part of me often wonders, was it just because he couldn't make it back, or did I do something? Was it just me assuming something about him? And maybe he actually wasn't okay with it. That maybe he was tired of having to explain his orientation because he's often put in a spotlight he didn't ask to be put in. Or maybe it was just me overthinking it and creating these overworked gears that are spinning my apprehensions out of control and claiming territory over my perceptions. And maybe that's because I don't have this gaydar. That I'm often preoccupied with this constant alarm going off inside my head. Just because they're doing this doesn't mean they're gay, or just because they're like that doesn't mean they're gay. So don't act upon any kind of impulse you may have, because even though it's 2021 and there's still been a lot of progress, we still just got out of a presidency that has exposed a lot of hate still resident in our culture. And they've just gone through 4 years of being given the green light, and a leader that has all but directly said to their faces, yes, spread your hate and agenda as much as you want, even if that means people die at the hands of your need to hate and your need to have your race or your orientation be dominant. And everyone who's an other knows their place, cowering in the corner in fear of your most impressive beliefs. Or maybe it's because I'm still carrying personal baggage that's still zipped up in my insides, with my lungs and my heart and my soul still having to have this aura of confusion, being split into metallic barbed strings, pulling at my movements as I tried to mold myself into what I think other people are wanting me to be. Or maybe none of that's true, and I'm just using all of this as an excuse because I just don't want to move past anything. That I'm just comfortable in what the past has told me, and I'm trying to convince all of these tomorrows that they are just nothing but more of the same. Or maybe it's a combination of all these things. Either way, there's a reason why there's that common saying about assumptions. Not just because of the damage they can cause entire cultures and sects of people, but because of the damage it does to you. Because you're always so busy thinking of how you think things should be. You're not paying attention at all of how things are. Maybe if you did, it might actually not be as bad as you're making it out to be. And maybe if I started listening and looking, I would realize that there's no dial or microchip that can give you perception. It's just a muscle, a tool. Just like anything else, and just like any other skill, you have to actively use it, not put it to the side, while you betray your true abilities by bartering them for this need to have some kind of quick answer. Just like it's not that difficult, it's also not that simple.
Where's the music?
I just didn't feel like hitting play.
right, give it up for Lost in Thought. Okay, I have one thing to say about that poem. You, as Lost in Thought, embody the aura of confusion.
I hope in a good way.
No, you do. That's why you're called Lost in Thought. So, I mean, when people want to think, if they want to look up aura of confusion in the dictionary, why not?
Isn't that a song by Genesis, Aura of
No,
Confusion?
that's Land of Confusion.
Oh, that's right.
And who are the puppeteers? Who are the puppeteers for those guys? The ones that did Phil Collins and Michael Jackson and Diana Ross.
The video.
I love that video. I'm sorry.
It is an awesome music video.
It is. It really is. Especially when Ronald Reagan's like drowning.
I believe they got an award for that.
Bubbles. Okay.
Bye, Jared.
Come back.
Oh wait, you can't leave. It's $5. It's $5 to leave.
All right, Lost in Thought. Who is coming up next?
Coming up next, I think this voice premiered last week.
Okay, wait. Does nobody want me to blow bubbles behind them? I'm starting to feel.
Someone did.
Okay. Okay. Am I gonna blow bubbles while you're playing?
Yay!
Oh, good deal. Good deal. Got it. Okay. Yes. Good deal.
So let's hear it for Bread Couch.
Woo!
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm gonna play some backing tracks off my song, off my phone, not off of my song. I mean, they're my songs, but you know how it goes. Before I get that queued up, I don't know if you guys heard, but Bruce Lee's brother died recently, actually. Did you guys even know that Bruce Lee had a brother? You did? This guy over here. He died of like being seared to death, if you can believe that. Seared to death. Can you believe that? With a hot iron, man. Yeah, you know what his name was? Brock O. Brock O. Lee. That's a little bit of comedy tonight. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Where's a good snare drum when you need one?
I know, seriously, man. I'm not a comedian, if you can believe that. I know you can't believe that, right? Hey, you know how it goes. That's all I've got. That's all I've got. I apologize for my difficulties here. All right. Yo, okay, so this first song is called Viceroy. That is the name of a butterfly. Incomprehensible, this damage was preventable. I ripped up, you picked up, the get up was so reprehensible. Neon bright reflective, your best was effervescent. The way your eyes peek through your mask got me feeling so restless. You never needed compensation for the acts we committed. We saw the picture. Pen of prophecy from scripture, clear as a mountain river. Melted snow, we shiver. We engineered an automaton from our mind's description. We realized that the real lies were the good guys, so we snuck by. Wore for sight to get through the masses, talk to drugs, skipping classes, going bad shit, doing acid. And then we donned a couple cotton candy schemers, slipped into something more comfortable for that evening. While my construction vest, black jeans, white vans, long sleeve, tie-dye, middle finger to the man. A social gathering, a front sea view. You put a picture and the world says true. These magic boxes got me so worked up. Youth is losing to the internet. Mr. Glover said it best, he put the best to rest. Because the internet, we fuck up and it's permanent. We wore some masks, attending on a mess. The world attended mirrors, but there's no holiness. You went into a brightly lit bathroom. The stench was fast and pleasant, smelled like booty baboon. Graffiti along the wall looked just like tattoos. I'm peeking beneath the styles, gotta check for strange shoes. You getting shaky like the plug was almost dry. Let me try to make you comfortable before we go in line. Politician to constituents or landlord about that red which makes his skin suits, wolves in sheep's clothing. Ay. A viceroy, a nice ploy for the player, but we not even playing the game. We covered in shame, which is why our face not displayed. We do it all for clout, like a shout, right to stardom. We say for legacy, but really our ego so dumb. We for the viewers, and I hit you no manure like no shit. This is it, this is it. And I hit you no shit, this is it. A social gathering, a front sea view. You pull a pistol and the world says you. Your magic boxes got me so fucked up. Our youth is losing to the internet. Mr. Glover said it best, he put up as the rest. Because the internet, we fuck up and it's permanent. We want some mass, pretending on a mask. The world attended mass, but there's no holiness. You pull your airsoft gun with the tip chop, flip flop, left to right hand. What's your good shot? Contact, one breath, breathe deep. The masters on the screen say leave, we leap. Exit bathroom so forcefully. Knock them chips to the floor. And on my cheeks, what I seek. Point the behind the counter as a deeply freak. He start to scream. The sweat pole ring. I whip the pack off of my back and open up the pocket. The zipper sticky, but at this point, none can stop me. You yelling. Put it in the bag, let me get the bag. Gotta get the bag, but Sue Deep seem like he got some other plans. Pull a rifle from under the counter, start to stifle a scream full of power. But then Sue Deep pull the trigger and you fall dead. Blood is on the pavement, fluorescent like creating ugly pain. Nah. Damn. Yo, it's actually in the bridge version. There's a spoken word part right after that. I can't remember the lyrics to that at all though, so you know what I'm saying. This next song is called Golden Land. It's a little bit more sing-song, a little less hip-hop. There's some hip-hop. I hope y'all are having a good time. I hope you're tipping Alyssa over there. Because if you're not, that's kind of rude. Golden land back on the valley of sun calls you over, so come on over. Golden land back on the valley of sun calls you over, so come on over. Won't you just disappear and leave your fears behind? Yeah, come and find a new life with your fine lines crossed out. No fine print, it's not malicious now. We got some choices now. It's a new type of novel with a modern sound. Not the classical old style with predictable motivations. We just playing, having fun and making music, making love. Golden land back on the valley of sun calls you over, so come on over. Golden land back on the valley of sun calls you over, so come on over. But this constant is the changes happening. A man can't jump a juice and river twice, but some is frustrating. When you look into the mirror, do you see amalgamation? All experiences changing clay. We all just the creation of a higher power, like a giant tower. Got us something less than screen, like Aura spreading over me. Follow me. Leaders always promise that their vision be the brightest, but my message to the listeners is start your own fire. That means be yourself. I think everybody here kind of gets that. Hey, yeah! And that's why I love y'all. Thanks for having me. This shit's cool. We're gonna have a little bridge here, as songs often do. This would be a lot cooler if I could like play these instruments, right? Rather than just having the beat play. That'd be pretty cool. Let the sun warm your cold heart. You're the cog, the corporate part. Saccharine dollars high in the chart taste. Dish the grain, join the technicolor space. Golden land back on the valley of sun calls you over, so come on over. Golden land back on the valley of sun calls you over, so come on over. of sun calls you over, so come on over. Golden Lamb beckons the valley of sun calls you over, so come on over. Oh. Hey, I don't know what that shit was, but thank you so much. My name is Bread Couch. Bread like the food, couch like the furniture. 2 nouns. Look that up in the dictionary if you're questioning that. But yo, thank you so much for Kick Butt Coffee. Make sure you're tipping everybody. Thanks for the energy. Thanks for everything. Have a good night.
Let's hear it for Bread Couch, whose style and flow kind of makes me think of like a lot of 90s groups like Jamiroquai and the New Radicals.
Okay, maybe it's the bourbon talking, but I'm kind of agreeing with him. Wow. Yeah, that's badass, man. All right, Lost in Thought. Who is coming up next?
Actually, we're actually making a trip back to Virtual Land.
Ooh, really?
Yes.
Are we going to start talking in binary?
Has anyone ever seen that movie, The Lawnmower Man? Speaking of virtual reality.
All right, come on.
I used to have a video game called Lawnmower Man.
Really?
It was real generic with 8-bit qualities.
Oh, God, I can picture that. Okay.
So, coming up to our virtual stage, we have Clint the Poet.
Please direct your attention to the monitor on the stage.
Hey guys. So I entitled this piece, it was The Summer of. Let me take you back to a special time and place. The year was 1984 in Austin, Texas. I'm going fast, y'all, so please try and keep up the pace. See, kids back then, we didn't have cell phones or internet, and yet we still managed to have fun. Wow, imagine that. What an unbelievable concept. We rode our bikes and played in the street. Car, we played cops and robbers and went on hikes, but not too far. Because when the street light came on, you better get your ass home. And if it's too dark when you walk in the front door, you're scared as shit for what's in store. Then the next day, you did that shit again, running around outside, playing tag, you're it. When we got thirsty, we drank scalding hot water from the scalding hot water hose on the side of the house in the backyard. Kids today be like, damn, that shit sounds hard. Damn right, that's why I'm repping 1984 so hard. Parachute pants and roller skates. Do I want to break dance? Yes, please. Where's the cardboard and the boombox? Watch me while I break. I'll pop and lock and do the robot. And after that, I'll play Pac-Man on my Atari. Or maybe I'll play Pitfall and go on an adventure safari. Because it's the 80s and this shit is Thriller. And I still just want to help E.T. phone home. Call the Ghostbusters because Michael Knight and Miami Vice are busting heads and the bad guys are about to have their minds blown. Now, I know the summer of 1984 wasn't the summer of love, but actually, to me, it was. It was the summer of my youth, the summer of my dreams, the summer of my pure pre-adolescent, prepubescent truth. See, we didn't have phones in our hands and our faces covered, smothered in technology. I wasn't distracted by things like that, so I could enjoy the life that was all around me. We'd go to the roller rink and skate under the disco ball to Run DMC. And this club was for members only, so if you weren't down with that, then your ass had to leave. Cartoons on Saturday mornings is all we got. And if you slept in and missed it, your whole entire week was fucked up. It was the summer of 1984. It was totally radical, and we wanted to live in that moment forevermore. I know the summer of 1984 wasn't the summer of love, but actually to me it was. It was 1984. It was the summer of. Thank you.
And I know I'm probably going to be sad when I ask this, but how old were you in 84?
I was 12 years old. No, I wasn't. I was, see, that's what happens when you get old.
I was 22.
I was 15.
I was 11. I was 11. I was 11 years old.
Okay.
It was my understanding there would be no math.
I can't do math.
Oh God.
I was 4.
It was a good year that year, I tell you.
See, now I'm starting to feel like I need to leave the stage like this.
84. I'm trying to think of how old I was.
No, seriously, how old were you, Birdman?
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh shit! She told me already. 23. She know how old I was before I knew.
Yeah, see, we don't remember that once we hit a certain age.
Yeah, I was 20. Yeah, I was 23 because I had just left Pennsylvania, moved down here to play ball.
All right.
I was
Ernie B, where were you in 1984?
In 1984, I just came back from Hollywood. I lived there when I was 16. I went to a music school out there, Musicians Institute.
He was living on his own at age 16. What does that tell you about Ernie B?
In Sycamore Street on Hollywood, right off of Hollywood.
I know where that's at.
I'm older than Alyssa's mom.
Wow. That
Good night, everybody.
But that poem did take me back.
I need to go sign up for the retirement home.
Because especially like every Saturday morning, I would watch Saturday morning cartoons.
I remember that. Yeah.
And I had a love-hate relationship with Looney Tunes because when I saw
don't
Looney
you
Tunes,
dare diss on Looney Tunes.
What I
Don't
was
you
gonna
dare.
say, hey, shut up. Listen to me. What I was gonna say was I loved it, but at the same time, I knew that Saturday morning cartoons were almost over at that point.
That's true. That's true.
Because when I saw it, I was like, after this is over, it's not going to be any more.
I'm going to build a time machine and go back. That's what I'm going to do.
I remember, you're right, because as soon as you heard overture, curtain lights, this is it, we'll hit the heights, no more rehearsing and nursing apart, we'll know every part by heart, you know that part. Okay, but like I said, as soon as I heard that, I was like, well, American Bandstand, and then we're done. Or when it came to this, when I was living in Dallas, Soul Train.
We had Soul Train come on,
Soul
in
Train.
Chicago.
American Bandstand or Soul Train?
I actually went to Soul Train out in L.A.
You went?
Oh shit!
Did they put you on TV? Were you cutting the rug?
No, I went with my cousin, and they asked me to get out there and dance, and I was like, I don't dance. I was just looking. That's it.
See, now I'm having a picture of Birdman wearing bell bottoms, platforms, and a nice huge natural.
And you're right.
Was I right?
Right.
That's what everybody was wearing.
The big fro happening.
Yeah.
You gotta say natural.
I'm assuming you're not talking about the Robert Redford baseball movie, The Natural.
Natural.
You're so white. Okay, next. Come on.
So yes.
Coming up next.
I think she premiered last week, but I remember her having just one hell of a voice. But coming up next, let's hear it for Sojo.
No, this is the one with the white end on it. Is it there? It's hanging off the stand. There you go. Is it Lincoln? Oh, never mind. Sometimes they get tangled up there.
It's almost my bedtime. I'm just a little bit tired. I'm from San Antonio, so we had some drive-in traffic. But I ate one of those espresso cookies. My eyes were like... So I'm going to be playing two originals. First one is called The Park. walking through the park, all flowers in bloom after dark. Grass brushes my feet, I am barefooting. Someone kisses my cheek and hands me an apple to eat. I'm in love already. It's all sweet. Leaves finding their way as the wind blows them away. Green colored cafes, all chilly afternoons. Someone holds my hand as I whisper to the land. Rest in peace, my friend. It's getting cold out here. Don't be afraid. No. It's all no. I'm walking through the park, flowers in bloom after dark. Grass brushes my feet, I am barefooting. I'm shaky. I don't know what it is. My blood sugar. So I actually tried to name that song today because I didn't have a title for it. I was originally going to call it Barefooting, but I was like, that word's stinky. So now I'm going to play another original called Shackle It In. Your skin, goosebumps of loneliness. Feel it deep down inside. Ring it around your finger tight. Shackle it in your heart. Tear it apart with the bar. Someone knows, lined up straight. They're falling now, it's too late. Pick them back up again before they see the mess you made temporarily. Shackled in The future is coming now too fast. I'll burn by fours and fives, looking at me with their beady eyes. Shackleton, your heart, tear it apart, the bar. Your skin, goosebumps of endless love. Deep down inside, ring it around your finger tight. Shackleton, your heart, tear it apart, look the bar. Thank you.
Man, give it up for Sojo. I would say
I gotta tell you, she puts me in the mind of Natalie Merchant. She's got that low, soulful voice that just so cool. When all the female vocalists were just like exploding in the late '90s, that's what I'm thinking about. Good night.
All right, thanks for hanging out.
Buy a cookie.
$5 each, release fee.
Cookie.
It's free to come in, but it's $5 to leave.
Cookie. All right. Well,
Damn, they always get away.
we're trying. One of these days it'll work.
I was gonna say with more. I would say with a little more vibrancy, but she also kind of makes me think of Fiona Apple.
What?
Okay, you know the moon must be in retrograde or something because I'm agreeing with this guy too much. Something's going on. Something's up. Okay, lost in thought. Who is coming up next? Oh wait, Ernie B.
Buy, Bridges, consume, enjoy.
Thank you. Okay.
Coming up next,
The scary end of buying stuff.
I am not sure if this guy's new, but
Is he shining?
I have a very professional host way of doing this. I know it's gonna wow everyone. Just say, have you been here before?
That's professionally subtle. Bullshit. All right.
So not necessarily a new voice, but coming up next, let's hear it for Constantine.
Wait. The Demon Hunter? All right, rock and roll.
I was just gonna have to mess with my volume up, but oh, I see. Yeah, of course. Hi, everybody. How's it going? This is such a cool thing. I really like the thing in the beginning where everyone went up and it was like an overture or something. I want to be a part of that sometime. But yeah, I'm Constantine. I'm gonna start with the cover, so turn me down right now, and then I'm gonna play an original, so you can turn me back up for that. And let's see if my Original. I kind of finished first today. I kind of didn't though, so we'll see. How it goes. It might be a train wreck, but that's it'll be fun.
Wait by the train, tired of living in the past. He swirled around us like something in your eye. I can't say if I'm ever coming back. I gave up my heart for my true love, who's lying in the grass with roses in her hair. She was overwhelmed by the sunlight. My love is her. Way by the train line, turn all of it in the past. He covered us with something I don't know if I go back.
Thank you.
Man, that old beat up Silvertone sounds great, man. It can get crystal clean, and then you start playing the guitar louder, and it just breaks up like a Marshall. How old is that thing? Yeah, look, show the audience their amp. Turn it around. Look at that thing.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's an old Silvertone tube amplifier.
Man, look at those tubes. Shit.
But let's hear it for Constantine.
Woo!
I loved his style, kind of like a.
Not only a demon hunter, he rocks.
Yes.
All right, who's coming up next? Lost in Thought.
Coming up next is a voice we haven't heard from in a long time.
In a long time. Who?
We haven't. Let's hear it for Mr. Fonte.
Woo!
All right, this is good, I guess. First off, I'd like to say thank you to all the people that are really talented at all the things y'all been doing all night tonight, and I'm here to lower the bar. I have very short works, I guess you could call them. One of them is just a list. The other two are actual poems. Here's the list. I should back up. Does anybody here get high? Okay, if you don't get high, I want to warn you, this list is about that. This is called I Was So Stoned That. I used the flashlight on my phone to help me look for my phone. I was so stoned that I looked for my lost phone while I was talking on it. I was so stoned that after Wake and Bake, I tried to brew sugar in my coffee pot. I actually caught myself as I was filling the filter with white grounds. And on another Wake and Bake day, I almost did the same thing with the powdered creamer. Another time I was so stoned, I ate a whole bucket of peanut butter. I was so stoned that I ate a whole 2-pound bag of sour Skittles and had blisters on the roof of my mouth for 2 weeks. I hid part of my stash for the future and was surprised to find it at least 6 months later. I forgot to remove the pump after filling up gas and drove away with it stuck in my tank. Unfortunately, that's a true story, and there's a Sinclair in Washington State that still hates me. Burnt their place. Okay. I stopped at a green light when it turned red. And then I had it turn green on me. Or no, I did this one backward, didn't I? I stopped at the green light. Then as I went, it turned red. There we go. Hey, and I didn't even smoke before this. Okay, I called my sister on the phone to see if she took my phone. I put a bowl of cereal in the oven and cooked it. I was so stoned, I opened up the fridge to get the milk out, and I put the coffee in there instead. I went from the kitchen to my room 3 times to get a shirt, and each time I got there, I forgot what I was supposed to get. I got lost trying to find my best friend's house. She only lived 3 miles away. I was so stoned I drove around and forgot the streets of my own neighborhood, and then I panicked because I was lost in my own neighborhood. I was so stoned that one time, me and my ex tried to shove both of our heads into one sleeve of the same poncho at the same time. I missed my flight while I was sitting in the boarding area, playing games on the airport iPad and eating Raisinets. I got so lucky. The next available was 8 hours later, but somehow the agent got someone to switch, and I left in only half an hour. I got so high I forgot my check-in number at a job I'd been employed at for months. I acted like I forgot to clock in until I remembered my number about an hour and a half later. I was so stoned that I got pulled over by a cop who explained that driving 10 miles an hour in a 45-mile-an-hour zone is a ticketable offense. I took the ticket, and I drove away slowly. I was so stoned that I was cleaning the stem of my clogged pipe with a toothpick, and I found a whole toothpick in there. I was so stoned that when I noticed everyone was refreshing their wine, I realized I forgot to drink any of mine. I was so stoned that I went to make a deposit at the bank. I parked my car in the shade before I realized I was at the grocery store. I was so stoned that I tried to call my phone to find my phone, but I kept getting a missing signal. I was so stoned that I tried to spread my fingers apart to enlarge the photo in the magazine I was reading. I was so stoned when I got home, I got a beer out of the fridge and left the keys in there. I couldn't find my keys to go to work the next morning until I got out the cream for my morning coffee. Okay, that's just a list. This one here is an actual poem. Oh man, my phone is telling me I need to take my medicine. I'll have to turn that off before I use it for the next poem. Okay, this one, I should have had a name for this one. I just never did get a name for it yet. It's called something that I don't know yet. I think of a time remembering the future we all expected. I wish those dreams had actually been fully erected. But those visions we had eventually needed to be corrected. When the truths that they held were finally found and dissected, can the future dreams of the Jetsons be fully rejected? Or has all of the optimism for the future been completely rejected? I remember a time in the future when all of the races and creeds were equally respected, when the means to pay for your needs was universally and fairly collected. You could fly anywhere in your hovercraft chair, and any thought of our effect on the world could be neglected. Now, Jane's exercise treadmill has come to pass as we all expected. Automating your whole house and kitchen is now just a standard elective. But the mind control schemes they perfected selling you dreams have proven to be, as you can quite plainly see, quite effective. For what constitutes a great society for all is, however, subjective. For those at the top, the illusion is merely a gentle corrective. To ensure the top of the town that their mansions don't all get burnt to the ground, they split us and divide us with invective. Can any happy fantasy dreams ever stand up to their totalitarian schemes? If you think that they can, what's your plan? Just shout it out over the cries of immigrant baby screams. The future never had a sky god to get resurrected. Never mentioned glancing comments as an unexpected corrective. The future seemed clear with a distinct absence of fear, and our opinions about other people weren't so selective. Now that the future is here, everyone's all hopped up on fear. Is this the best of our society that we think can be expected? Can the plastic-borne death of our oceans be corrected? Can rogue comets and planets ever be deflected? Will nuclear war, for God knows what for, ever be finally rejected? Okay, this one here is pretty good, I think. I actually drew the painting, drew a picture, I use Sharpie pens, of this poem, so that if I ever get to the point where I have a reason to explain what this poem really looks like, you'd be able to look at it. So here's what this one's called, My Brakes Were Shoddy. My brakes were shoddy and my brain was tripping. Oh my God, and my phone left out the... Hang on a second, I've got to start this from a different place because this phone just took that poem out of my phone. I mean, here's one. Okay. My brakes were shoddy. My brakes were shoddy, my clutch was slipping, my tires were bald, and my brain was tripping. Doing 90 miles an hour around this mountain cliff, had the wheel in one hand, the other held a spliff. Been staying away from the edge because I can't fly, and 61 years old is too young to die. My ride held steady where I wanted it to go, till my piston caught wind. It was time to throw my rod through the block and onto the road. Made me wish I had a handy commode. Believe it or not, it was a downhill ride till I got to the shop with the mechanic inside. I took a look at him and wanted to run, or at least get access to my gun, because I came rolling down toward his door. My brake pedal broke on through the floor. Didn't bode well as I plowed over his trike, was left in a heap, no longer looked like a bike. I came to a stop in the back of the shop, my bumper clean through the side of his yacht. Then his mast fell down on his convertible's top. I never saw anyone look so sad. Then immediately turned into flaming mad. I knew I had to find my way out of this pinch, but my doors crushed in, wouldn't give an inch. Though I couldn't get out, he couldn't get in. But when he kicked at the door, he busted his shin. He let out with an awful squeal. I knew that things were about to get real. Then in runs his wife, toting a gun. I could see this wouldn't be much fun. The last thing I heard was her starting to shout. The next thing I knew, my lights went out. When I woke up, a man in red assured me that I was most certainly dead. Though I never really followed them around, I had to admit his reasoning was sound. We're in a crowd, in a concert. I hear a bong ripping. Everyone around me's acting like I'm tripping. I look to the stage at a voice like Jerry singing a tune that only he could carry. If this is hell, then I guess this is where I'll tarry.
Let's hear Bravanti. I was going to say with this first piece, it's like I'm liberal, with the whole high stuff. I myself haven't gotten that high in my life a few times, but I can really relate.
Poor baby.
But I can really relate to that first piece. It's not getting high. It's a little thing called ADHD.
That's true.
Yeah.
I got so stoned one time. I was coming up in San Antonio, driving home. I guess we were coming up 37, and I was going to take the 410 loop to go and catch 35. I ended up in the airport parking lot.
He did.
In San Antonio.
It was an edible.
I was like, what's going on? I was
I was in
freaking out.
the passenger seat. I was like, where are you going? Why are we entering the airport?
And I've driven that a million times. It's like, what the hell?
I got one. I got so stoned. Ernie used to live on Wells Branch. I got so stoned, and we were still talking on. I had my Bluetooth in my ear, and I just kept driving down Wells Branch trying to get to the interstate, and I was like, God damn it, where's the interstate? And I was coming from Thermal. Yes. See, so and it just. It's taking fucking forever.
And I was trying to coach her. I was like, it's okay.
Yeah, he's like, and the worst thing about it is that there was ice on the ground. So I was going like 20. So I was like,
I was trying to coach her. I was telling her, it only seems like a long time. You haven't been gone that long,
And I'm like,
gonna
Ernie,
make
can
it?
you see me on the GPS? Where am I? It was bad. It was bad.
I don't have.
I only lived like 4 miles from his apartment, so what does that tell you? And it was all on one road.
Yeah, just straight shot.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
I don't
Thank
have
you.
like one of those like, I was so high stories, but I will say, as a proven testament, even by my own mother, that apparently I'm very entertaining when I'm high. And like I
Really?
remember like I got home once and some.
Well, goddamn, does anybody have a pen? I want to see this. Go ahead.
Well, I got home once, and I was like
Get
in my
him
early
high.
20s, and like I told my mom I was like in the car with people that were smoking up, and I got kind of affected, and she was saying, "Oh, you mean like a yeah?" And she was saying like, "Oh, you mean like a contact?" And I was like, "You mean like you put in your eye?" And I was like, "No, dear."
All right. So we have an amazing performer closing up the night.
Yes, we do.
Lost in Thought. Tell everyone who it is.
I was so happy to find out that she would be closing the night. And and she came back last week. All I can say is
Well, I don't know, because she said that she was coming from her job. So apparently she's been in town for a little bit, and she didn't tell us she was here.
Anyway, you're messing up my mojo.
Uh-huh. No, that's my line. Continue.
But I will say,
Hey
I'm
guys.
glad.
What?
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 Look at the screen.
What? Oh, whatever. Introduce.
So
I was trying to do that very, whatever. Anyway, go on.
You're not subtle, Ernie B.
I know.
Go ahead.
It's kind of it's hard to be subtle when you have a microphone.
But I will say that I'm glad she's back, and I'll say to her, "Welcome home." But coming back, let's hear it for Apatwa.
Apatwa. Woo! Yes, yes. Oh, let me get you another chair.
Is it still okay to move one of these down for my guitar?
Sure. Yeah. Oh yeah, you're trying to. Okay.
Can I have extra bowls?
Oh, I'll try. I'll give it a shot to see how much oxygen I got.
I used to have a guitar that didn't need to have this done, but it blew up a couple winters ago, so I'm still in the market to get another one. All right. I always feel like I need to sing to practice right before I get up, or my voice is like super nervous. So it's a good practice to get up after not going for a while and trust that your voice is going to hit the notes that you want it to. Anybody else feel that way? All right. Because I definitely, as you're up there, you almost think, do I know how to sing at all? I remember last night I sang this song and it worked. So if it doesn't work now, just imagine that it did work last night. All right, this song, did I give this song a name? I can't remember. This song, I guess is all my friends that were revolutionaries that had kids, and the revolution turned into a family affair, which is totally a good thing as well. But as a single person that can't procreate in that way, that this song kind of gives the feelings I have towards that some meaning. Hope you guys can understand it. I'm sick and tired of the mid-20 rush. Cause I see the world before we buzz. still working on the ending. Thank you for listening. I'm gonna do a piece of poetry for the end.
You want me to keep doing the bubbles?
Yes. Okay. Your bubbles are amazing. They inspired me the whole time. I'm gonna lay this down. Nobody step up on her. And this was the one I was talking into. This is an older one, so
it's like performance art.
Performance, catching the bubbles. It would have been great if I would have stayed there and just went, ah. All right. With my poetry, sometimes I have to read it before I get on stage because like my ideals about myself and what I'm like looking for change, and so sometimes like if I say something that I no longer believe or something that I'm like not into anymore and I'm on stage, it just freezes me. So I spent all day like looking for one of my older poems because I haven't been translating my poems on my phone into productions that I could do. And this was the one that I came to, and it's called Can't Stop My Inner Beat. And I remember being in Austin like years ago with this folded up in my pocket, just memorizing. So I feel bad that it's not memorized anymore, but I hope you guys like it. Hidden darkness, bitter soul, drowning slowly in this hole. Isolation, all but complete. But still you can't stop the pounding of my own inner beat. Though I wallow in this endless life of pain, you can never make me take a lane or pick a lane. I'm the highway, bitch. I own the road. I must be strong enough because I'm carrying the load. Though I stumble and try, I have yet to fall. Though at times I wonder if I haven't hit the wall. Where do you go if you take a wrong turn in the maze? Are you stuck there forever or is it only a phase? I'm shooting up a flare. I'm lost without a care. I guess I should learn to watch the things that I would do for a dare. Backed into the corner, sealed my only way out. When the sun is hid from view, the darkness can make us doubt. Our choices are life with only the stars to guide. This life may not be easy, but it's one hell of a ride. Through the depths of depression, pulled down by gravitational force. Then comes the peaks of ecstasy, just part of the obstacle course. Soul progression, evolution sparked by depression. I'm trying so damn hard to learn this life lesson. But lately it seems I know less than when the whole thing started. I lost contact with reality, not quite sure how long ago we parted. I have too many identities. I think I forgot who I was. I only wanted to be myself in the beginning, but the hype did buzz. You can't be part of the hype if you don't do what we say. If you want to be part of this clique, you better do what your sense of self you'll have to pay. We know you felt different from the day you were born. Living in between the world of male and females left you feeling pretty torn. Pink and blue, pink and blue. They say there's only two, but when you mix both sides, your brain purple will emerge through you. Republicans and Democrats need to figure themselves out. Their constant fighting and battling has left our country in a drought. They make you believe you have to be one of two extremes. Are you an elephant or a donkey? Things are never what they seem. There's a whole nother world out there just looking for balance. When the Renaissance arrives, war will cease to bring forth new talents. Beyond time and space, a different kind of human race. Time ceases, action matters. Turtles win because they keep up the pace. I've walked through broken glass so flowers will bloom underfoot. Pain gives way to beauty. Life's about what you put into it. Karma is your soul's bank account. If you never do something grand, then you will never amount. Money is illusion. It represents energy expended. Bankers are charging us interest on money that's only pretended. Remember playing Monopoly? You had to watch the guy with the bank. America's a saltwater aquarium and there's a shark in the tank. Siphoning off the cream of the crop for the top 1%. And we wonder, has America already started a descent? A few hundred years, is that all this dream is worth? Consumer and capitalism need to seek rebirth. It's okay to admit you were wrong, but never admit defeat. You'll never really make a change unless you turn up the heat. Extreme polarization creates two basic molds. We call this world duality, and our attention it holds. But life is a continuum, not separate points divided. Why do we choose to live in a world that's only two-sided? When there's infinite possibilities, we want to narrow them down. When there's no options left, we wish there was more around. The grass is always greener, wake the early worm. You separate the wheat from the tares only in the long term. To put it another way, you got to let your chickens hatch. Everything starts off small. You can light a forest with a single match or start a whole war with a stupid misunderstanding. With the way things have progressed in the past, we should fear an alien landing. A larger nation always eats a smaller one alive. They think that God entitles them because the nation thrives. Same with the social scene. The queen bee's words are hypnotic. Feed your mind with her words while she distracts your dick with the erotic. Why do we do what they say? Play the part of the slave, subjectify. But if you're only sexual in nature, you'll be easy to objectify. Who's really stronger? Does it even matter? The war of the genders more messed up than that crazy-ass hatter. Sniffing piles of liquid metal. Mercury is rising. I know it's crazy because polarization's cured through compromising. Let's meet in the middle where the answers are found. If we stray too far to the left or right, we will surely be bound. Thank you. Everybody cheer for the bubbles. They were the main star. Bubbles! Bubbles!
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right, mighty fine, mighty fine. Mighty fine. Don't take no wooden nickels.
Man, I haven't heard a patois beat in so long. Give it up for a patois. I was like totally sad when I would see she would update on Instagram and she'd be in like Wyoming and Wisconsin. I'm like, damn, come back here. In all the W states.
I mean, and you're right. The Republican Party has changed so much, and I think maybe it was you that put it on Facebook, but I was like, I put it succinctly.
Wow.
When I saw this thing on Facebook, and it's like, sorry, far right wing Christians, spending eternity with you people is not the selling point you think it is.
Oh yeah, that was me. That was me. It's like,
Crucified.
what's in heaven? People like me? No. Sorry. I'll go to the highway to hell and join all my friends.
ACDC. ACDC.
Oh, did Tom went home and turned on the camera?
Yeah, now he's back in virtual.
Nice.
He's back in virtual land.
Speaking of virtual land, yes, I forgot about the lightning round.
Yes, the lightning round. So
right,
are you guys ready?
Lightning
so
round,
ready.
guys in virtual land. Are you ready?
We're so ready.
Shoot, Birdman's asleep.
What about?
I don't know what this
Birdman,
is, but I'm ready.
wake up! There he is. There he is. He's rubbing his eyes.
What about?
What are we doing? What's the rules?
No, I'm looking for something. I have put my stuff up.
That's like on a 30-second delay.
I know. I'm
What about?
it just looked like he was lying down.
He's looking for his waking mind.
What about the new
I haven't
poet?
done this yet. What is this?
Embezzling is exhausting, isn't it, Birdman?
No.
Okay, so
You're still on that.
so are you gonna give them the order?
Yeah.
They each get one piece, and then
So let's hear it for, of course, we have to start off with the yellow lightning himself, Mr. Tom Moon.
Okay, Tom. Okay, gotta say the order. Tom Moon, Birdman 313, and then Reggie Goodwin. All right.
Courtney, the new guy. What about the new guy?
he's not there anymore.
What, me
He's-
or
He
what?
signed off already.
You. He's still there.
Is he? I don't
He's
see him.
still there.
Yeah, he's still there.
Yeah. Okay. This is Clint the Poet. I've performed here a lot, but I haven't done this. So what are we doing?
We're doing a lightning round, and I'm hoping they can see you.
Okay.
Yeah, I got you back.
You got him?
There it is.
Okay, so let me revise that order. Then it's going to be Mr. Tom Moon, Birdman 313, Clint the Poet, and then Mr. Reggie Goodwin.
Wonderful, wonderful. Here we go. This one's a very old poem called Tonight as Spoken and Heard. New voices rise to the need for every voice to be heard and shared. This is an active listening room. This Sunday night space packed live with individuals word weaving, song lining, joke telling, comedians asking, what if Banksy made a mistake? How could we tell? Singer from Idaho or Indiana with folk and friendliness, poets opening their art and soul, liver and kidneys, host repartee, a table tennis of hilarity. There's Birdman 313, President Reggie Goodwin, Ernie B on the sound machinery, streaming endlessly. There is a time lapse on the big screen of freedom and democracy. We vote for each other with the best we have to offer. Joe and Fonty and Eric, Ben Franklin, Hotamale, and Lost in Thought, Apatwa. Diversity, the future beaming into the balloons and bubbles flying. Tomorrow is here tonight. Your world has changed by active participation. That's it. Welcome to you.
Wow.
You were there. You were there. Okay, who's next? Birdman?
Birdman.
Oh
you're up.
yes, this is an old one. I just grabbed something. It's titled "Walking with My Shadow." Yesterday was nothing different. I went walking under the trees, and my shadow went walking with me. We walked away from reality. If you saw me walking under the pine trees today, my shadow swayed with an unseen breeze. As my shadow blends in, it gives me all the company I need, feeling like a shadow myself while walking along a path that silent haunts. The seductive shadow of mine never leaves my side. A dark, mysterious shadow talks to me with a silent voice. My shadow moved along the road under the towering branches of the trees. I went walking under the trees, and my shadow went walking with me as we walked away from reality. There you go.
Thank you.
All right. Now, Clint, it's your turn, Clint.
Okay. If I could write on the same theme as the shadow, I just pulled this up, wrote this. So, okay. This is called The Shadow's Return. I was in a very Edgar Allan Poe mood, okay? And very stoned. There was a shadow in my chamber window, a shadow of whom I was for certain I did not know. The shadow remained still, as if to watch. I, however, still was not. For though the shadow still, it sees my every movement, sending me the coldest chill. I did not realize just how bright the moon did shine this night, until I saw the silhouette of the shadow in my chamber window, the most frightful sight I've seen tonight. The shadow seems intent on staring. Though I see no eyes in his head, I can feel his eyes intensely glaring. Not faring, silent, yet blaring, sharing an intimate moment with me, for what cause I know not what for. I was much too frightened and afraid of what might happen if I dashed for my chamber door. It was then I called out to the shadow, "Why, shadow, have you come? Where do you, shadow, come from?" Even though it was as if time suddenly became still, still as the shadow in my chamber window, like a painting framed by my chamber window sill, I moved towards him slowly, afraid but curious ever still, ever needing to know, who is the shadow responsible for this cold night's chill? Who is the shadow in my chamber window? Upon reaching the curtains, I grabbed them tightly and pulled them apart as quickly as I could. Did my eyes deceive me? For when I opened the curtains, there was nothing there, with a shadow just before one stood. I sighed in relief, closed the curtains, and turned to return to bed, but stopped dead in my tracks, for I heard behind me a snap. I turned to see my chamber window and froze in sheer horror as I saw the shadow in my chamber window had once again come back.
Yay, Alan Popo.
Yeah.
Hey, baby.
So we're gonna do some old shit. For the record, the British crown was canceled by the American Revolution. It does not mean older ruins as convention stages, a golden calf in flags and sandals, railing on immigrants, a license to use the N-word, epithets against Native Americans, Latino, LGBT women when you feel like it. It has zero to do with the sexual orientation of Hasbro's Potato Head, who's not a living thing, or a potato. Barbie and G.I. Joe had no genitals, or the fact that Ted Geisel, Dr. Seuss tended in those times to be racist. For that matter, so was Walt Disney. Steamboat Willie, Proto Mickey was minstrelsy. As much as I love Dr. Seuss's other books, books can be canceled by businesses that decide they no longer want to print them. But like most outrage culture warfare grifts, Dr. Seuss in 2021 is atop the New York Times bestsellers list. Book deals can be canceled for raised fist inciting insurrection, fleeing Texas for canned cruise during a snow blizzard while your constituents freeze to death or asphyxiate trying to stay warm in their vehicles, can get calls to your resignation at 512-916-5834. That's his actual number. That's not canceling. We're just not putting up with your shit. Bron Johnson making $174,000 annually, making unpaid interns read the COVID bill in its entirety, delaying passage of it by almost 15 hours as thousands of Americans are dying daily, hourly. Texas and Mississippi still has citizens without water or power. It does have something to do with holding powerful men accountable for abysmal behavior. Can I Kiss You from Andrew Cuomo and Grab Him by the Pussy by Orange Satan should hold the same level of disgust and demand for justice. Greg Abbott, wheelchair Nazi, opening the state of Texas 100% during a pandemic because he screwed up a deep freeze, polar vortex, climate change event. Nearly 60 Texans dead of hypothermia and carbon monoxide poisoning in their freezing cars and homes. If anyone bothered to spare a look, the only thing not open in Texas is a science book. So, of course, he epitomized the party of personal responsibility, blaming the freeze on the Green New Deal, which doesn't exist, or the fresh spike in COVID cases on Joe Biden, AOC, and Mexican immigrants, because racism during a pandemic is such a winner. Orange State is still promoting the big lie, and no one in the party he hijacked has the cojones to pull him aside and say, dude, you lost, get over it. Or sadly, it isn't lack of courage. He is them and they are him, a grifting pair of wonder twins, two opaque mirrors darkly reflecting. He, like the kid who didn't study for the math test, calling in a fake bomb threat, eventually slinking to the high school to face the music, still flunked the algebra test. 220,000 plus lies, 525,000 Americans dead, and still won't take responsibility for it. Fox propaganda cancels art, civics, common sense, Christmas, logic, music, poetry, reality, reason, Santa Claus, science, at least for their viewers. Your Mr. Potato Head is golfing at Mar-a-Lago. His body mass index and adult depends made him a long time ago a gender non-specific eunuch. Melania in the spare bedroom attests to this. Politics is in its essence corporate self-care for the nation. Governance, debate, and compromise are logical ways to collectively solve complex problems like the pandemic or green alternative power. In the prophetic words of Martin Luther King on April 3rd, 1968 in Memphis, Tennessee, the night before his assassination, men for years now have been talking about war and peace, now no longer can talk about it. It's no longer a choice between violence and nonviolence in this world. It is nonviolence or non-existence.
Yeah.
Woo!
Wow.
Yep.
Hell
That's a good one.
yeah. Give it up for our future president, Reggie Goodwin.
They're not pulpit.
If Birdman will quit running away with the presidential funds. Seriously.
It's embezzling all the campaign fund contributions.
See, that's why
The lobbyist.
He's flying to Vegas.
Isn't it so sad that I've heard that Abbott is trying to run for is going to be the one?
Oh God. That just made me like generate an ulcer. I was like, oh no. Okay, should we do the thing? Like I said, this was an amazing night. You have been witness to the best, the baddest open mic in the ATX, spoken and heard live every Sunday night at Kick Butt Coffee Music and Boo. It's not just an open mic, it is a show. Not a show without each and every one of you, including you, Bread Couch. Thank you and good night!
Yeah.